G'day! In today's video I've got a Google Pixel tablet with the model number GTU8P, and this one here has had a bit of a break. So what I want to do is replace it. First of all, looking at the replacement part, I do notice it connects via a ribbon cable down here. I will have to be careful up near the sensors up the top here, but I believe it should be relatively easy to get this out. May be proven wrong. But to begin with, I want to remove the glass where it's broken, as that will give me somewhere to pry. I've had it on my blue heat pad here at 65 degrees Celsius, so it is making it slightly easier to work with. The glass itself doesn't seem to be laminated, so that's going to make it a bit more time consuming, especially being also the adhesive doesn't seem to be lifting it up. So unlike an iPad, the glass does seem to be a bit more brittle, but if I get enough of a foothold taking this glass out, I should be able to use one of my larger pry tools to work my way around without breaking the glass. Or at least that's what I'm going to hope for. So right now I'm just using my tweezers just to dig in the gap and clear the glass. I should get my dustpan and brush over just so I can start putting it into that, rather than on the bench itself. There. If I remove enough of this glass, I should just be able to almost put some isopropyl alcohol and hopefully lift it as one panel. Stab myself in. Wait for some blood to appear soon. The panel itself was relatively cheap to purchase off AliExpress. I think it was around about $100 Australian, so probably 50, 60 bucks US, depending on where you're from. That may be more expensive or cheaper. It is just overall just a standard kind of tablet with a standard tablet repair, I believe. Or at least that's what I'm expecting from this. Pretty much big screen, it's a touch screen, that's how you interact with the device. Now, the more glass shards you get rid of while you're doing the job, the better, because then there's less that are going to randomly appear when you go to install the new screen. We'll go over it and make sure there's nothing lingering that may cause the new glass to break upon installation. There we go, let's lift that up. A whole bunch broke just then. That's fine. What do I find here? It looks like a magnet almost along here. Is it part of the screen? No, it's part of the structure. That actually looks to be an antenna cable. Then again, being the device is made of plastic, it needs to make some form of metal or contact to metal to actually get its signal. I do have a bit of glass in my fingertip I can feel. Tweezers. There we go, now I'm good. Occupational hazard of the job. I'm hoping I've got a pry tool around here. And now I'm going to go the isopropyl route. Just more pieces of glass. Just work your way around. It's enough. It's time consuming until you get to the large pieces. Once all these shards are gone, you can treat it as one large piece. More circuit board along here. It's double-edged sword, that being that it's only held in by very small amounts of adhesive, but also in the sake of getting it out, that should aid us. Put an isopropyl around the border. Now that should aid us by being able to, hopefully, bugger, not do that. Carry on. Nice to know this glass has a very minimal flex, to the point of what I would classify as almost none. Gorilla Glass, this is not. See if the pry tool will work. Well, the answer is probably not. Oh no, just undid that section. And it broke that section. Now I'm getting some traction. Just slicing through the various adhesive. Okay. It does run the risk of slicing the frame, as I did accidentally just hit a bit of plastic there. So do be cautious. Let's apply some more IPA, isopropyl alcohol. Now it wants to lift. There's the booby trap. That front-facing camera looks to be attached to the glass. In theory, I should better fold this over. What have we got? One connector here. Battery connector over here. Screen connector under this tape. Or if I disconnect it up here, you just want to be cautious not to tear that bottom cable. And I'm assuming this is a microphone. Okay, that's that section lifted. There we go. So there's a little bit more to it than I originally anticipated. Now I'm just going to clean up some of this glass. clean up the frame of this, and then I'm going to look at swapping over the camera. Now I'm going to use a flat screwdriver or flat scraper, and I should be able to remove all that black adhesive that's all around it. At least that is the plan. In terms of removing all this black adhesive, I should be able to remove any of the extra glass shards that may still be stuck in it. And in turn it will make the installation of the new screen a lot easier. Just like painting, it comes down to the prep work prior to actually doing the last bit of the job. Spend more time preparing it all than you do just gluing it in. Now you may choose to also disconnect the battery. I will do that. We'll do that when I get to it. Which I believe is just down here. So I'm going to do that now actually, so I don't forget. You do this just in case there is any power left onto the device without the screen. You do run the risk of damaging the LCD display or the backlight. I'm using a T5 screwdriver. It's requiring a little bit of force, but it's undoing. So disconnect that one. So that one here is the battery. That disconnected. You're right to continue. Here's the corner I had most drama with. Glass in there, glass there. Some down here. Flip it over, give it a hit on the back every now and then. And discover more glass shards. Now I've still got this heating up, and hopefully I can swap some of this tape from the old to the new. Mostly it's probably so it just pushes on components and doesn't damage them. Hopefully it comes up sticky. Yeah, it's a little bit tacky. Put that in the equivalent spot on the other one. Or on the replacement screen. I've got a whole bunch of tape here. There's probably not too much I can do with that one. I'm going to grab this one over here. Turn the orientation around. Not too sure what these are pushing up against, but whatever. Move that over to here. Just want to make sure the tackiness still stays on it. Not wanting it to make a super good stick. I just want it to be enough that it's not going to go anywhere. There. Put that on the equivalent spot over here. Luckily there look to be some markings on there. Over to there. Do the same with this one. It's requiring a fair bit of force to make it leave. Put it over here as well. This one here will be the next one, I guess. It's coming up a fair bit easier. Oops, spoke too soon. Partially. And this is where it's probably going to get a little bit tricky. I'm going to take the camera off first, and then try and take the mounts off from the camera. Also using T5. One T5. Another T5. There we go. What happens here? That's this bit. It all seems to be relatively stuck. Let's move the camera out of the way. Hoping with my heat, this is mostly going to lift. Like so. None of the adhesive stayed there, but that's okay. I'll use new adhesive. We'll have to line them up correctly so they're perfectly straight. But I'm about done with that, so now I can switch off the heat, put this away, and I'll make a start on doing the front facing. So what I should be able to do is take this off, like so. I don't know if there's much point even leaving that off there, being I have to glue it. So I might put that camera back into here, put this back over it. So it's probably almost pointless that, but that did reduce the risk of possibly damaging the camera, removing that. And now I'm increasing the risk of damaging the camera by trying to put this cover back on. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. There we go. Use the T5 screwdriver, put that back. That's screwed in nice and easy. Fold this one out of the way. Go. Now, I don't know if I can see through. I should just be able to estimate and line up, like so. So what I want to do is put some glue there. And use some of my old favourite B7000 frame adhesive. Usually does the job just fine. Put a drizzle on there. What have we got over here? Don't really want to cover up the sensors. Something like that should do the job. It's a matter of lining up once and correctly. Go. Hold that there. I do want to turn my heat pad back on to give it some heat to cure it. So we'll have to try and get those cables back in without them being too far in the way. Get that one out of the way. Put this back down. Tuck that up behind it, I think. Find it underneath it. Just holding it so it doesn't really go anywhere on me while I'm putting it down. Fold that over. You do want to make sure the camera is centered. Happy with that. Now I want to just put that right on the edge of my heat pad, just to cure that. So I'm just going to leave that for a second. Alright, so that's glued on enough that I think I'm going to be fine. Now what I want to do next, probably start with the display. So I'll connect up the display first. And then it's going to fold over, and I'm going to fold it this way. If I start with the display, nope, my orientation's getting thrown out. Here, fold it over itself and in. The line should line up with the body. You can see that there. The line is lined up, all the pins are in, it's sitting there, wobble it, it's fine. Put the latch over. Try and do it in a better spot than I'm in right now. Latch is over, latch is attached. Now that I've got the screen connected up, I want to attach the power once more. So now, I'm not too fussed about the front cameras and the sensors. If I turn this over, push down, it'll line it up. There we go. It's attached. Click, click, on. And I need to use this one. Which way are we going to go? That away, I believe, because we've got soft foam pad over here to push down. Now we use the T5 screwdriver once more. Put these funky blue ones in. Go. This one here. Now we're up to the next tricky bit, which is reconnecting the front sensors. It's going to be a bit hard for me to capture on video, mainly due to the angle that it is, but we'll see what happens. So I'm wanting to fold this out and flip it up. And if I rest it on here, hopefully you guys can still see. Nope. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm going to have to use my tweezers to reattach this. Being as these are the shorter cables, I'd recommend doing them last, just because then there's less chance of accidentally tearing it. Granted, there is a risk of tearing it on the main video cable over here. So do remember, they only have a small amount of travel. They're not really meant to be disassembled and reassembled. These tweezers I've got are a bit dud. I need to tweak them a little bit. Or I'll grab this different one over here that's going to have a decent bite to it. We should push that in there like so. Use the other tweezer to flip the latch up. Maybe my fingernail. There we go, that's attached. Now, same over here, I've already got it up in the up position on the latch. It's a matter of getting this camera to twist just enough that I can plug it in. Now it is not a good height. I don't know if there's a way that's better for it. Better or closer or... As I said, you don't want to tear that cable. Probably close it up a little bit, just so it's closer and less angle. So I've nearly got it parallel now. Just managed to slide one side in, push it over. There we go. So having it close to parallel or the screen angled down, it does give you that little bit of extra room to be able to actually wiggle it down and connect it. Latch is not down yet. Latch is, come on, down. Bingo. So with it in this current position, sorry I wasn't able to show that. If I zoom back out, I'll give you a rough idea of the angle that I just had that at. So I had that basically sitting almost like that. Just enough to get my hands in there, but enough that it had enough play in the cable to be able to plug it in. Similar to the larger cable that's there. I did accidentally knock here. From here I'm going to stick it on charge, give it a quick test, and then I'm going to use some B7000 and glue around the outer perimeter, and we'll be done. So the camera just tested out fine, the screen displayed, the touch seemed to be working just fine. Not sure about the ambient light sensor, but overall I'm happy enough to proceed with this. So now what I need to do is pop the screen out just slightly, put it slightly off center, and then I should be able to apply adhesive to most of the spots that I need. So if I fold it like that, just hold it out slightly, and then use some of the B7000 frame adhesive. That's going to stick it down perfectly fine. What have we got going on? Are we still coming out? No, there's a clog in the torso chute. There we go. Don't use. Being there wasn't much there to begin with, I don't reckon I really need to use too much. And you also don't want to use too little, just in case it gets dropped again. And also you don't want to use too little in case it gets dropped again. Catch-22. There you go. And also to make sure that there's enough that if it falls in a sink, your lack of glue contributes to its death. I'd much rather have too much glue and know that it's sealed. There we go. Glue all around. Now I'm safe to drop. Safe to drop. I'm just going to tap it around to the outside, make sure it sits nice and flush. If you're not sure if there's any glass shards still remaining on there, I would definitely recommend go with caution. Don't try and push it down as hard as you humanly can, or else you'll probably end up with a cracked screen. Or if you lightly push it down or work your way around it, you get to a certain spot that doesn't want to go down, open it up and have a look. That's what I would recommend doing there. And from here, what I'm going to do now is flip it upside down, heat it up on my heat pad again, and from there, that screen should be attached. A bit of glass. Overall, it's not too bad to work with. Took a little bit longer than expected. Similar to like an early iPad or an iPad Mini 3, I would more liken it to. A normal iPad's a little bit easier, especially because you're dealing with metal, where this is plastic all around the outer perimeter. But I'm going to let this cook for a little bit, and then I'm done. I hope this helps you, and I'll see you later. Bye.